Hey, in this video I'm gonna show you how to panel line and make your Gunpla look a little bit more detailed out of the box. So here we have the double O riser, and as you can see there are no panel lines on it at all. So here we're gonna start with the head. I usually do this, well, I usually do the face as I build, but this kit was built by somebody else, so what we're gonna do is line the mouthpiece right there. And you could take it completely apart, but with this Gunpla, it's a 1/100 scale, so I got a lot of more room to work with. So I'll start panel lining the mouthpiece there. This is the drip style panel liner, and what we're gonna do is just drip it into the mouthpiece there. Sometimes you'll put too much, but that's okay because you can just clean it right up with the rubbing alcohol and cotton swab if you make a mistake. But we're gonna let that dry a little bit. So now that should be a little bit drier. We'll just take our cotton swab, put a little bit of rubbing alcohol, but not too much. And then we're just gonna rub it, or not rub it, but lightly brush it off. If you put too much, it's gonna look smudged, and if it does end up smudging, just use a clean side of the cotton swab to clean it up a little bit more. And there you are. More detailed. Looks better. For the next part, we can fill the sides here with black just for more detail. And I'll use the fine point Gundam marker for this. So we're just going to fill the sides here. You get the idea, so I'm gonna finish it off camera. Okay, there we go. Now we have more detail. Now we'll panel line the rest of his head. we'll just take it apart. So let's take the V fin apart just so we have more room to work with. So to use the fine point, you'll just draw along the panel line. Make sure it gets filled in. You may mess up, but you could always clean it up afterwards. It's always best to start off with a clean panel line so you don't have to clean up too much afterwards. And for the other side, we'll use the drip style. So you can just drip it and it'll run through the panel line. And drip it. Oops. Now we'll wait for it to dry a little bit. Okay, so after waiting for it to dry a little, we can start to do the cleanup process. And if your cotton swab is still a little bit damp, you don't have to put more rubbing alcohol. So just clean it up. Now the other side. Now sometimes you'll have to redo it because the fine point panel liner does not always get in the panel line. It depends on how big the panel line is. But these are really tiny panel lines, so I'm gonna use the drip style. And I'm just going to drip it. The problem with the drip style is sometimes it'll just drip too much. And you'll let that dry for a little bit, but the other side is all done. And that's what it looks like. Sometimes it can look better with panel lining, but sometimes panel lining can look too much. And now that's dried up a bit, we'll clean it up. Oops. Sometimes you gotta be careful where you're rubbing, or you might rub some detail off of a previous area that you panel lined or detailed. I'll just touch that up real quick. Here's our double O's head panel lined. Definitely looks better than it did before, but you get the idea. And now all you have to do is the rest of your Gunpla, and it'll look a lot more detailed. This is the no grade version, so it definitely needs panel lining. Otherwise it just looks too bland. And here we have the double O. The double O's head mounted onto the body. And it looks way better. And here we have the double O riser all panel lined. And I hope you enjoyed this video on how to panel line. If there is anything I missed, please leave a comment below. And hopefully I'll redo this video someday with a nicer Gundam. As this kit is a no grade, there's less panel lining, and maybe in the future I'll do one of my master grades. Thanks for watching.